Money drift is quiet because it never asks for one dramatic decision. It asks for 5 small exceptions while the week is busy. One extra takeout meal, one convenience stop, one forgotten birthday gift, one ride because you left late, and one little purchase for the house can make the week feel normal while the money story changes underneath. By the time the month looks messy, the decisions are already gone. A 10-minute weekly reset is built for that exact problem. It does not try to rebuild your whole budget every Sunday. It gives the next 7 days a short inspection before they start moving. The goal is to catch drift while it is still small enough to turn. The reset works best when it has a fixed home. Pick a repeatable moment: Sunday evening, Monday morning coffee, or the quiet half hour after groceries are put away. Put a timer nearby, not because you need pressure, but because the task should stay small. A weekly reset that becomes a long financial interrogation will be skipped by the 3rd week. 10 minutes is enough if the job is clear. You are not solving every money problem. You are spotting the places where the coming week can leak before you reach them. That is a very different kind of control. Use 3 zones. The first zone is committed money. These are bills, planned transfers, rent, insurance, subscriptions you already chose, and anything that has a date attached to it. Do not argue with this zone during the reset. Just make it visible. The second zone is flexible money. This is food, fuel, errands, kids' needs, social plans, and the normal pieces of life that change from week to week. The third zone is the watch list. This is where you place anything that could become expensive if ignored: a low pantry, a car noise, a school event, a birthday, a work lunch, or a tired habit that usually leads to spending. Those 3 zones keep the reset from becoming vague. The best weekly reset does not start with math. It starts with the calendar of real life. Look at where your body will be this week. Are you commuting more than usual? Is there a late workday that will make dinner harder? Is there a child activity, a doctor's visit, a guest, a trip, or a deadline? Money follows the shape of the week. If the week is crowded, spending usually rises in the cracks. Seeing the cracks early lets you choose a cheaper solution before you are tired. Meal prep is not magic. It is simply a decision made before hunger starts negotiating. After the calendar pass, pick one small adjustment. Not 7.
1.
Move a grocery trip earlier. Put a lunch backup in the fridge. Set aside gas money before the commute begins. Move a social plan into the flexible lane instead of pretending it will be free. Cancel one delivery trigger before it becomes the easiest option. A single good adjustment can protect more money than a complicated plan you never repeat. The point is to make the week easier to live inside, not stricter to perform. The reset also needs a short review of last week.
Do not review it like a courtroom.
Review it like a weather report. Where did the spending pressure appear? Which plan was too optimistic? Which expense was predictable but not placed anywhere? Which part of the week made you too tired to choose well? Those answers tell you how to design the next week. A budget that ignores fatigue will lose to fatigue. A reset that notices fatigue can prepare around it. Keep the object simple. A kitchen timer, 3 plain cards, a small tray, and a weekly rhythm are enough. If you use an app, keep it invisible to the video and simple in real life. The system should not depend on a perfect dashboard. It should depend on a habit you can do while the laundry runs or the kettle heats. That is why 10 minutes matters. The shorter the ritual, the more likely it is to survive a messy week. Survival is the real standard. There are mistakes that make the reset weak. The first is turning it into a monthly budget session. The second is checking only what already happened and ignoring the week ahead. The third is making the flexible lane so tiny that every normal choice feels like failure. The reset should give the week enough room to breathe. Then it should add one clear guardrail where drift is most likely. If the grocery lane is fine but late-night delivery is the leak, guard the delivery trigger. If errands are fine but social plans keep surprising you, give social plans a visible place. Precision beats punishment. Picture the reset as switching on the lights in a room before you walk through it. The furniture does not disappear. The bills are still there, the errands are still there, and life is still imperfect. But now you can see the chair before you trip over it. That is what a 10-minute weekly reset does for money. It catches the small drift before it turns into a whole month of confusion. It gives you one adjustment, one watch list, and one cleaner week. Done consistently, that small ritual can make your money feel less mysterious and your choices less rushed. The reset becomes stronger when each zone has a real-world example. Committed money might be a rent transfer, a childcare payment, a utility bill, or a planned debt payment. Flexible money might be groceries, fuel, lunches, medication refills, household basics, or a family errand. The watch list is the most overlooked zone. It holds things that are not bills yet but can turn into spending pressure. A half-empty pantry can become delivery. A low fuel tank can become a rush stop. A forgotten birthday can become an expensive last-minute gift. A late work night can become convenience spending. The watch list lets you solve the pressure before the pressure chooses the expensive option. Use the reset to make one week visible, not perfect. If Monday is easy but Wednesday is packed, Wednesday deserves the most planning. If the weekend is full of errands, the weekend needs a spending lane before it begins. If a social plan is coming, give it a place instead of hoping it stays cheap by itself. This is where many budgets fail. They average the month and ignore the shape of the week. Real spending does not happen in averages. It happens on specific mornings, in specific stores, after specific kinds of fatigue. The reset respects that. A 10-minute reset can be done with 3 physical cues. 1 cue shows what is already committed. 1 cue shows what can still move. 1 cue shows what needs attention. You can use 3 playing cards, 3 baskets, 3 columns in a note, or 3 objects on a table. The tool matters less than the repeated sequence. First, see the fixed pieces. Second, give flexible life a realistic lane. Third, choose one pressure point to soften before the week begins. If you do those 3 things, the reset has done its job. The best sign that the reset is working is not perfection. It is fewer surprises. You still spend money. You still adjust. You still have weeks that do not go exactly as planned. But the expensive moments feel less invisible. You catch them while they are still small. You prepare dinner before the late day. You buy the birthday gift before the panic version. You move gas money before the extra commute. That is how a 10-minute habit protects a whole week. A weekly reset should also include one outside-the-house check. Many spending leaks happen after you leave home. Look at the places you will pass this week. Grocery stores, gas stations, coffee shops, pharmacies, school pickup, office lunch spots, weekend errands, and social plans. Each place carries a predictable temptation. If you name the place before you arrive, the decision becomes less automatic. You can pack a snack, fill the tank early, choose one planned coffee, or move an errand to a cheaper day. These are not huge sacrifices. They are small route changes that keep the week from drifting. The reset can also protect attention. Put the most important money action early in the week, when you still have decision energy. If a bill needs checking, check it before the week gets loud. If a transfer matters, schedule it before extra spending starts competing. If a category needs a ceiling, place the ceiling before the first purchase. Money routines fail when they wait until the person is already tired. A 10-minute reset respects ordinary attention. It moves the important choice to a calmer moment. If you share money with another person, keep the reset conversational. Do not open with blame. Open with the week. What is coming up? What costs are already committed? Which day looks expensive? Which plan needs room? A shared reset works when both people can see the same room. The goal is not to win a spending argument. The goal is to reduce the number of expensive surprises that neither person wanted.